Good morning, Clay Nicholson from Omaha, Nebraska. When I think about what seeing is believing means to me, there's probably a lot of different experiences that I've had or that I've seen throughout my lifetime that would be good examples of what seeing is believing means. But the story I want to share with you this morning is one that's a little bit more recent and fresh in my mind. I'm a father of three. I have an 11-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 2-year-old. The oldest is our daughter, and then we have my oldest son, who's 4, and my other son, Hunter, who is 2. Hayden being the middle child at 4 years old. This was the first year we involved him in soccer, in any sort of organized sport. Now, we were very excited about this because Hayden is a very intelligent kid for his age. He's actually in the 90th percentile, so he actually, we felt, had a really good chance at succeeding at any activity that he did. He also learns pretty quickly, and he's very charismatic and friendly, and we felt would be very team-oriented. Well, to our surprise, when we got him out on the 3 to 4-year-old soccer team at the local YMCA, Hayden just absolutely froze. He spent not only the first game, but the first 5 games of the season literally frozen when he would be brought onto the field. Naturally, he split time between the bench and the field, but when the coach put him in, he would literally hold the coach's hand. We were so surprised because, again, he had always been so outgoing, and he was fairly active, strong, nothing that would really be holding him back. But what we could see is it was definitely something where he was timid and apprehensive about the situation. We would encourage him. We would yell from the sideline, kick the ball, run, chase it. We just wanted anything at that point. Well, the story goes like this. So when I came home the first day, I was a little disappointed. I don't think you're ever embarrassed of your children, but you certainly can be disappointed. I thought I would give it another try. Maybe he's just warming up to it. When I came home the second week, and all he had done is literally held the coach's hand while the other kids ran around and kicked the ball, I was really disappointed. So I decided right then and there I needed to figure out how to handle this. I didn't want to be one of those dads that was over the top about sports and you either do it or we don't have a relationship. But I certainly also wanted to encourage him to embrace it so he could build the team working skills as well as be prepared for a competitive life. As we know, every facet of our lives these days can be very competitive, and it starts sometimes with youth sports. That's where you learn to be competitive and survive in that environment. The story goes like this. So as I was disappointed that second week, I got online and I Googled what to do when your young child will not play sports. Maybe we needed to pull him out. Maybe he was too young. Maybe we needed to encourage him. Was it an incentive? I just had no idea which way to go with this, and I was really pretty disappointed because I, frankly, probably had too high of expectations in the first place. So I Googled it, and I found a story. It was actually on Yahoo, and it was about a page long. And coincidentally, it was about this kid named Hayden, which was the same name as our 4-year-old son who I'm talking about. And it was about how he had played soccer, and he was the worst kid on the team, and he froze up and he didn't do anything. And the parents, the aunts and uncles and the grandparents would come, and he just wouldn't do anything. This was told from a third story from another family that watched this transpire. What they saw is that as they stayed with them and kept encouraging him for any positive move, whether that be a kick, whether that be just running towards the ball, anything positive, they continued to give him positive reinforcement around playing the game. It didn't have to be a goal or anything spectacular. Well, what was interesting, long story short, is that by the end of, and in this particular story, they shared it this way, the third season, he had stuck with it. The parents, the grandparents had stuck with it, and he became the absolute best player on the team. I thought, well, I could either embrace this story and think to model after it, or I could write it off. I decided it was something that was too coincidental that the kid's name was Hayden, so I decided to embrace it. What I find so amazing and so interesting, and this is where the seeing is believing part, is that although I was a little bit skeptical and I tried to keep believing in it, again, the whole rest of the season went by until the very last game of soccer for our son Hayden, who again was 4 years old. Something clicked in that last game, and you're about to see the video of this. He became an absolute animal. All of that encouragement we had done, all we asked for on the way to that last game was, Hayden, can you at least kick the ball once? I think we even promised his favorite lunch that day if he would just kick the ball once. To our surprise, he not only kicked the ball once, he became absolutely, hands down, both sides of the ball, the best player on the field. He actually dominated the field, making breakaway after breakaway after breakaway, and actually scored multiple times. I'm so excited to share with you a real life video of when we saw it transpire. After the first breakaway, the coach came up to me and said, Dad, what did you do? The coach literally walked off the field while they were still playing right up to me. I couldn't answer him. I had tears in my eyes. I looked at my wife. She had tears in her eyes. It was almost miraculous. But I will tell you this, coming home after that first and or even second week, when Hayden was not so willing to embrace the sport or participate, we were very, very skeptical. And so this is my story about seeing is believing, because it wasn't until that last game and we actually saw what transpired that I could believe that by staying positive, by encouraging a young person for just even the simple things they did, it paid off. And Hayden not only succeeded tremendously at his sport, he became the absolute best one, and of course gained a lot of confidence out of it. So here's my story, and here's the video.